Since we did not have a cot, we decided to stay on the roof deck. The three of us were on the roof deck all day until evening.
We had just settled in for the night, but after around 5 minutes, we heard a loud sound and felt something bump into us.
I heard a huge sound, almost like thunder. I immediately got up.
With no sound of alarm and without any warning from the ship's officer and crew, the Dona Paz collided with the MT Vector. The passengers inside the Dona Paz did not know that they had slammed into another ship, and it was no ordinary vessel. The MT Vector was an oil tanker carrying 8,000 barrels of gasoline and kerosene. Its bow had rammed into the port or left side of the Dona Paz, right where the engine room and main switchboard were located. The crash knocked out the engines and caused a short circuit, plunging the Dona Paz into total darkness. Military soldier Lutgardo Nieto was on the upper deck when he heard the crash.
It sounded like steel going clang, clang. There was a blackout and all the lights went out. I looked at the right side of the Dona Paz. The tail end of our ship was on fire. Then I heard an explosion coming from the engine room.
I kept blinking and rubbing my eyes, thinking I was dreaming. I ran to the other side and saw a smaller ship burning.
We ran towards the side of the ship to see what was going on. We saw the ship burning.
The fire spread quickly, and within seconds it was everywhere. The passengers panicked, stampeding down the corridors in near total darkness. According to eyewitnesses, many of the passengers tried to escape the flames, fumes, and smoke by going deeper into the ship. They ran down to the lower deck cabins only to get lost in the maze of panic. While some passengers were trapped inside the burning ship, hundreds of others near the ship's railings jumped overboard.
I ran back to my daughter Aludia and told her there's a fire. Aludia slumped to the floor and started crying. I told her to be quiet and we were going to jump overboard. It was too late to get a life jacket. There was too much smoke, which was very black.
I could not breathe from the smoke. The smoke was thick, very black. I felt that I would die. I saw Papa getting ready to jump. I held on to his shoulder. He gave me a look that said, "Hang on, we're going to jump."
They did not know that the Dona Paz had collided with an oil tanker carrying a deadly cargo of kerosene, diesel, and gasoline, and that the sea they were jumping into was on fire. Military soldier Lutgardo Nieto was also among the first to jump overboard.
It went shoo. Around a minute after, the ship exploded, right where the engine was. Boom. The fire became huge, followed by an explosion. The sea was on fire. Boom. The Vector also exploded. The oil drums were flying. They fell and hit the sea. Gasoline and diesel spread in the water.
In the days to come, the real horror of the tragedy became clear. It is believed that nearly 4,000 passengers boarded the Dona Paz. Only 24 would survive to tell the tale. And as the search for bodies ended, the demand for answers began. Out of nearly 4,000 passengers who may have boarded the Dona Paz, only 24 survived. Unbelievably, the official investigation ruled out what could have been the most spectacular aspect of the Dona Paz tragedy. The reported overcrowding of almost 4,000 passengers on board the Dona Paz. The Board of Marine Inquiry dismissed the eyewitness account of the survivors. They ruled that the eyewitnesses were not qualified to count the number of actual passengers aboard and were just making estimates. Many were shocked that Sulpicio Lines was not held liable for the possible overloading of the Dona Paz. The ruling drew howls of protest from the relatives of unlisted and still missing passengers. But one burning question remained. Why didn't the captain and crew of the Dona Paz take evasive action? Shocking allegations later surfaced from survivors. Witness told investigators about the party being held aboard the Dona Paz just minutes before the crash.
Nakita ko sa taas yung gabi na yun.
I heard music and laughter.
May tumutugtog, parang nagsasayawan sila.
I guess there was dancing up there.
So they were having fun?
That's what I noticed.
Who was having a party?
Hindi ko talaga masabi kung sino eh. Dahil
They were having fun, not the passengers. They were having fun.
yung nasa taas, hindi yung pasayeros.
Are you talking about the first-class passengers?
I'm talking about the crew of the ship.
Another survivor, military soldier Edgardo Nieto, recalls that a fellow soldier had told him about the same party at the bridge, and that disturbingly, the captain was among them.
The soldier told me that he'd been going around the ship, and he was specific that he came from a party at the bridge. He said, "Do you know that the captain is there at the party?" I thought he meant a military captain. But he said, "No, I mean the captain of the ship. He's at the party." I told him not to mind so much because I'm sure a chief mate relieved the captain. But after a few minutes we crashed. I thought to myself, what the soldier told me must have been true.
Who was manning the bridge when the accident happened? Was it a qualified officer? According to some survivors, an apprentice mate may have been steering the ship. The truth may never be known. In the years after the Dona Paz tragedy, shipping disasters continued to plague the Philippines. In 1988, nearly a year after the tragedy, the Dona Marilyn, a sister ship of the Dona Paz, sank off the central province of Leyte, killing some 300 lives. Were no lessons learned from one of the world's worst maritime disasters? It has been 20 years since that fateful December day. But for the survivors, those terrible memories will never fade.